Imagine someone standing at the edge of a digital ocean, remote control in hand, surrounded by endless options, in the middle of the never-ending noise of the modern world. Hundreds, thousands of new stories lie ahead. New faces, new events, entirely new worlds waiting to be discovered. Yet their finger doesn't move toward the new button. Their eyes search for a familiar harbor. They land on that series, that movie, that scene they've watched for the 10th, maybe the 20th time. And with a deep breath, they press play. The chaos outside suddenly goes silent. As that familiar opening theme begins, the invisible weight on their shoulders lightens. The unexplainable knot in their stomach slowly loosens. To others, this is a waste of time, an obsession, a simple habit. But tonight, you and I are going to talk about the truth. Because that person isn't just a viewer, they are the architect of their inner world, the guardian of their own soul. And maybe, right now, in the room where these words echo, with the blue glow of the screen reflecting on their face, that person is you. Society constantly tells us that craving novelty, endlessly consuming, and chasing what's next is a virtue. Friends, family, or your partner may often ask you the same question when they see you rewatching something. Haven't you already seen this? Why watch something when you know how it ends? They might even see you as boring, closed off to new things, or maybe just lazy. In their eyes, this behavior looks like intellectual stagnation, or a retreat from adventure. But they're wrong. Deeply wrong. What you're doing isn't laziness. It's one of the most sophisticated defense mechanisms ever developed against the uncertainty of the modern age. By choosing a story whose ending you already know, you're building your own safe zone against life's uncontrollable chaos. Out there, you don't know what tomorrow will bring, when your phone will ring, whose heart will be broken, or which bad news will suddenly appear on your screen. This uncertainty is an exhausting battlefield for the soul. But in the 12th episode of the 4th season of your favorite show, you know exactly what will happen. You know which character will walk through that door. You know when that joke will land. You know those two lovers will finally reunite. And this knowing gives your soul exactly what it needs most in that moment: a sense of control and absolute safety. To truly understand this, we need to dive into the deeper waters of psychology, because what you're experiencing has a scientific explanation, and a very valid one. Psychologists often explain this through the theory of cognitive load. All day long, at work, at school, in your relationships, your brain is forced to process new information non-stop. You make decisions, you calculate risks, you fight uncertainty. By the time evening arrives, your mind no longer has the energy to process something new, to learn new characters, to decode a complex new storyline. Your brain whispers to you, "Please, don't make me work any harder. Give me something familiar, something predictable, something that doesn't demand effort." And that's the exact moment your old favorite series steps in, like medicine. But that's not all. There's another layer to this experience: parasocial interaction. Over the years, those on-screen characters stop being fictional figures. They become your most reliable companions. They don't judge you, they don't demand anything from you, they don't disappoint you. Every episode feels like a safe reunion with old friends. A way to fulfill your need for connection without draining your social energy. A one-sided bond, but a deeply healing one. When you look at that screen, you're not just watching a show. You're seeing a family that accepts you unconditionally and is always there, waiting. But let's step into the darker, mistier rooms of this story as well. Because this habit may not only be about today's exhaustion. Its roots may stretch far back, into the vulnerable moments of your childhood, or into the deep fractures of your past. Maybe there was a time when the ground beneath your feet was pulled away so violently that the word surprise stopped meaning joy and started meaning threat. Trauma and prolonged anxiety make predictability a necessity. Your need to rewatch is a response to those moments of insecurity. You're telling yourself, here, in front of this screen, nothing can hurt me. This is a form of regression, but not in a negative sense. It's a return to that warm, safe, insulated state. Like being wrapped in a blanket. Like the world has been muted. And in doing so, you're showing compassion to your wounded side. Yes, sometimes this can become a way of avoiding real-life pain. Sometimes pressing play is a way to postpone facing what hurts. There is a melancholic side to this, we can't deny that, because living in a fictional world can feel far more inviting than facing the coldness of reality. But don't feel guilty, because within this darkness there's a powerful light. This habit reveals the depth of your emotional intelligence. You're not someone who chases shallow excitement. You are someone who values depth, loyalty, and nuance. When you watch a movie for the 10th time, you notice the glance you missed before, the detail in the background, the hidden sadness beneath a single line of dialogue. This means you're not a consumer, you're an appreciator. You're loyal to what you love. You don't abandon the emotions that once touched you. In a world obsessed with use and discard, you choose to say, love and preserve. This isn't a weakness, it's an advanced form of emotional regulation. Without chemicals, without escape, just through the power of a story. You know exactly which episode to prescribe yourself when you feel low. You've learned to be your own therapist, and that's a wisdom not everyone possesses. So the peace you feel while whispering those familiar lines along with the characters, that peace is your right. Let the world chase endless trends and exhausting change. The place where you stand, that shelter, that familiar harbour, is the home of your soul. Rewatching is freezing time. Rewatching is bringing together the person you were when you first saw it, and the person you are now. This isn't nostalgia, it's rooting yourself. You are not flawed, you are not boring. You are one of the rare souls who can create order in chaos, and calm in the middle of a storm. And remember, everyone watches because they're curious about the ending, but you watch because you know the ending is beautiful. And in this world, there are so few things we can be sure will end well. That remote in your hand, that's your magic wand. Press play and welcome home.